Hello everyone, my name is Renee and I'm going to show you how I completed this grocery bag using a shirt. First you want to go ahead and prepare your template, and we're using a recyclable plastic bag. Actually they're not recyclable, but anyway, follow the instruction and you go ahead and prepare your template. Cut it on the sides. You're going to take it and fold it over so that you can even up the edges so they're exactly the same. Next, we're going to go ahead and prepare our shirt by stitching down the center where the buttons is so that won't open up. Take your template and place it on top of your shirt. And next, you're going to go ahead and pin those down so the plastic doesn't shift on you. Then next, we're going to go ahead and trim away all the extra fabric. Now we're using a shirt here. I'm also going to use 100% fabric for the lining. That's the green fabric that's going to be coming up next. But you can use a pillowcase. You can use an old shirt. There's other fabrics sitting around the house that you don't use that you can make this here bag. And now you're going to take this fabric, open it up, and put right sides together. And then we're going to stitch the top handles. I actually used a serger on this hair part, but you can use a serger or you can use a regular sewing machine and stitch straight across the top handles. And if it makes it easier, you can go ahead and pin that down just so that it's easy to stitch. We're just going to stitch the two handles above the top. Next, go ahead and get that extra fabric for your lining and take that same template you had, fold it in half, pin it on the fold, and go ahead and trim away all the extra fabric. And voila, there you go. Now you have both of your main fabric and your lining. And if you can see on the white fabric, I serged that down. Now I'm going to go and take the other part and serge that as well. Once you serge them all together, you're going to clean up your area. So what I'm doing here is just opening up this fabric, and we got this nice little open here, and we're putting pretty sides together. Next, you want to go ahead and secure the fabric together by using pins or clips. On this one, I went ahead and used clips on this to clip all these together. Take that to your sewing machine and serge around or sew around. There you go. You get to see my sewing. I'm not that fast, but it sure looks like it. Next, go ahead and clip those curves so that'll make the turning a lot easier for you. Now pay close attention what I'm doing here. I'm taking all the top fabric and putting it through that hole, and you're going to flip it inside out. And I flipped it all the way over, and there's still, now the two pretty sides are on the outside. You're going to go ahead and clear that, fix that up. And then next I'm going to iron that crease down just to make it look nice. Then we're going to go and top stitch all the way around. Now you can see where I top stitch only the circle in that middle, and you can see it from the other side. If you didn't believe me on the first side, you can see the other side and see I really did stitch on both sides. Now, this was not part of the plan, but because somebody mentioned to me in the class that it would be nice to have a pocket, I took some scrap fabric, I sewed a little block there, a little square, and I left a little opening where I can turn that inside out. But first I'm going to trim away all that extra fabric, not to cut through the stitching, and then you're just going to flip that inside out. And voila, you have an inside out square. So you can go ahead and poke out those corners if you choose, iron it down, and then we're going to place it on our fabric. And look at there, I have a pocket on both sides. Now, this is very important when you sew this down. You want to make sure you're only stitching to that green. Now you lift that up. If you stitched it to bow all 3 layers, it's gonna stick to the bottom. So make sure you're only stitching on that one fabric, that top fabric with the pocket. Make sure. And do the same on the other end. Make sure you only stitch on one side. Now next, what we're going to do is what we call a burrito roll. What I'm going to do is show you how you're going to lay your fabric straight flat again. And let's go ahead and move that cutting board out of the way. And we're going to straighten out our fabric. And we're going to roll our fabric to the center. And you're going to see, just watch the video and it'll explain what I'm trying to say that I'm not getting out. Just keep on rolling, keep on rolling. So we're going to do this repeat on both sides. I only show myself doing this once, but you're going to roll to the center, and then once you sew that part, you're going to flip it over and you're going to roll to the center. Now watch this very closely. I'm going to take the white fabric and flip it over the burrito, all the stuffing that's in the burrito. So you're going to flip that over. And then you got the bottom burrito, which is the, like a teal color fabric. You're going to flip that around. And you're going to, there you go. Did you see that? If not, you can pause and rewind. But for now, we're going to keep moving. So you push all that stuffing in the middle and you're going to top stitch. I believe I used like a 1/2 inch on this. But you can use, oh boy, my phone is ringing. I gotta pause. Just keep watching. Okay, where was I? Sorry about that. My phone rang. I'm actually at work. So, yeah, so go ahead and pin that all the way around. And I'm going a little slow because this is very important. You want to make sure that when you're pinning that you move all the middle fabric to the center or to the back, so that when you go to stitch, you're not stitching on your inside fabric. Also, pay attention, close attention to stay consistent on your stitching. So if you're doing a 1/2 inch, I did a 1/2 inch, that you want to make sure you continue that 1/2 inch all the way, even those curves, and keep going. And you must repeat that on both sides. Don't just do one side a 1/2 inch and the other side a 1/4. They both must be the same. Now I'm only showing you stitching this only in once, and I'm just showing you how to be careful to go around that curve. And so that's what I'm doing there. Now just put that back out of the way, and I just continue with my sewing. Yeah, be careful when you're in your sewing room to make sure you have enough thread. I don't know if you noticed that. I had to take a break and rethread. So it makes things go smoothly. Okay, so right there, you're gonna go and clip those curves. Always clip the curves so that it will turn easily and it would lie flat nicely. So go ahead and reach in there and pull all that inside out. And voila, look at that. And I'm already did both sides. You didn't even see that. That was like magic. I did both sides. Now this part is not necessary. I think I actually did an overkill on this here pressing, because I'm going fast and I'm still taking a long time pressing that down. So you go ahead, just do a quick press. Don't do what I'm doing here. Just a little simple press. Man, girl, you still pressing? Okay. So after you finish pressing, don't take long like me. You're going to go and you're going to make sure you stitch those curves. Hopefully I show you. You see that part right there? Oh, I'm pressing and I'm pressing. See, I'm on the phone. That's why I'm pressing like that. Because I'm on the phone. Look at that. Picking up the phone, talking. I just could not keep quiet. Okay, next we are going to take that baby back to the sewing machine. And I am trying to show you guys what I'm sewing. So I'm taking those 2 layers at my handle and I'm going to stitch a straight line right across. And I didn't even show you how you need to fold your handle together and just do a straight stitch. Okay, on the next video, hopefully you can understand, because this is like a crucial part, but I skipped it. I'm guessing my recording wasn't going on, but I'm stitching the handles, and I fold the handles toward the lining, and I just did a straight stitch. Voila! I just showed you how to stitch. Good girl. I'm all proud of that little straight stitch. Took 2 minutes to do that. It should not take that long, guys. Just a simple straight stitch. Girlfriend was being thorough. I don't know why she was tripping so much. Now she's gonna walk on the other side. I'm gonna open this up and show you what I just did. Ta-da! Look at there, look at there. I stitched the handle. So this is the part I did not show you. You fold your fabric over, like I'm doing. You're gonna fold the toward the lining, and then at where my thumbs are, I stitched there. That's where I stitched. Yep, I missed that part, and now you open it up, you got that handle looking like that. So we're going to flip this over to the other side, and we're going to have the pretty side, or your main fabric, facing each other. Line that up, and you're going to take it back to the machine and do a top stitch straight down right there. And you're going to do the same on the other side. You're going to just take a top strip, yep, right there, straight down. Okay, girlfriend, you do not need to do no pins, but if you like pinning like this, like I'm doing here, then you go right ahead and do that slow pin. I am going to cut the video in half, so I'm going to stop my recording and just go ahead and speed this up. So you're going to take that to the sewing machine, and you're going to stitch down that side and close the left and the right side. Now once that's closed, you're going to flip this inside and out. Go ahead and straighten that bag up by folding in the sides so that you can have that bag structure. If you choose to pin, you can go ahead and pin just so that you can keep it nice and even, and then, you know, make sure fold it together, make sure everything is lined up nicely. Then you're going to open that up and go ahead and top stitch that or serge. Now you flipped it out over once more, and then you're going to press top stitch right there. I already top stitched that close, and we're going to open it inside out again. And voila, look at that. Bag is coming along. It looks really nice. If you want, you can go and run a press, make sure it looks good and you're happy with it. And then one more little pressing. I'm OCD on pressing, so then I took the bag just to show you how we made the bag. This may not be the same size bag, but it's close enough so you can see that's what the bag looked like. And put your bag away and look at that. We are finished.